What is happening, guys? Today I bring you another Wulong Fallen Dynasty build. This is my Earth Juggernaut build. This is the very build basically that we used in my walkthrough, just with a little bit of more finesse to it. But the basic groundwork is still the same overall. So let's talk about it. Let's go into my equipment. For our first weapon, we are using the Azure Dragon Crescent Glaive. This all around is just a fantastic weapon to use with this type of build. One of the reasons I like this is because it doesn't just scale with earth, but it also scales with metal. Meaning that if we need to take out something that is wood, we can whip this out and we can just decimate it basically. Because as you know, metal is the strength of wood. And a lot of times, you know, earth, our weakness is wood. So it's nice to be able to pull this out and just decimate anything that comes at us thinking that they will have a chance. Our second enemy here, our second weapon here is the Quake Griffin Hammer. I just love the way this thing looks. On top of the way it looks, the moveset is the hammer moveset. So it's just a really cool ass weapon. It does a lot of damage. And like I said, this is only a +8. I mean, I could level it to +9. We're still getting about 580 on that. And it scales again, you know, with earth and metal. And a little bit of fire too as well, but mainly earth and metal. For this, we have the Feather Cavalry Bow. I think that is just a good solid round choice for this one. All right, going into the armor, I am using the King Long helmet, basically for the earth defense, and then I'm using the Unscrupulous Hero armor. Now in my Let's Play, or not my Let's Play, my walkthrough, you guys know I loved this armor. And it's just an all-around great defensive armor. Putting the Key Long helmet on there just gives us a little bit more earth defense than the standard. If you wanted to look at the regular one for that, we're getting fire defense. Now, honestly, we have plenty of fire defense already. We really didn't need that. Mainly, earth was the one thing that was something that could decimate this to a degree. So having a little bit of earth defense helps with that. But also too, with our spells, we're not worried about that. This thing can really tank basically anything in the game. And I will demonstrate that for you here. But for our accessories here, we are just using the best things that can basically restore HP, give us more Dragon's Cure Pot HP recovery. This build is all about just being a tank. If you're worried about missing deflects or if you're struggling in a fight, you just whip this build out and you decimate whatever's in your path. Both of these basically are just all about HP. If we go over to the stats, you'll see we are working with a HP of 829. 829. Oh, that's almost like a 900 HP on this. And like I said, we're only using 30 points in the wood there, so that's a monstrous amount of HP there. If we look down on our defenses, we are basically protected against everything. You may be seeing the 58 and the 80 and thinking, oh well, wood is a weakness and metal is a weakness. And to those numbers, that might look like it. But as I'll show you though, our defense is crazy. Our defense, if you look at our number there, is almost 700 defense. Our attack power is only 615, so we're not hitting as hard as, say, my fire build that I have, but we're having so much defense, we can basically tank anything and take as long as we need to in the fight to be able to win the fight. If we look at spirit sustainability, 80, spell duration, 115%, and then, you know, our attack, 110% on spirit gain, and deflect is 149%, and our spirit consumption rate, these numbers could be a lot better, but like I said, this build is not all about just like whipping out spells and stuff. This is just a tanky build. So martial arts, yeah, 81.5%, could be better. Wizardly spells, 91%. Obviously, we'd like to see that lower, closer to 80. And the deflect is 98.3%. So all those numbers could be better, but like I said, that's not the priority of this build. This build is just to make it through fights. And if you're stuck on a fight, you can pull this out. That's why I did the whole walkthrough with this build, because this build was able to just tank basically any damage that you missed any deflects on or missed anything with. It just is a very good all-around defensive build. Looking at our numbers here, we have 30 in wood, We have 20 in fire. 80 is our main stat in earth. We have 10 in metal to keep up wizardly spell spirit consumption rate down a bit, about 10%. And also a little bit in fire just to help with deflect. Just honestly, you could probably go without this, but the fact that it raises our defense just a tad bit, it's just a nice balance to put in there. You don't have to put it in there. You could take that off and put that in metal and have more wizardly spell spirit consumption rate better on that. You could put it in fire. I just like to have a little bit in water just for that little bit of extra spirit consumption rate down on deflects. But yeah, earth, we have enough here to get our HP to 829. And then fire, we have enough in here basically just to allow us to use some martial arts and not deplete all our spirit consumption rate. 20 allows us to have a nice 80% there range. And our earth is our main kick. I mean, this is where we put out most of our damage. Most of our wizardly spells are earth. And like I said, metal, I like to have this just for the spirit consumption rate, and this just a little bit for deflex. Little bit of increase there. Not much, but it's there. For our wizardly spells, up top we have Illusionary Shell. I love this spell. I used it toward the end of the walkthrough because this is basically like Quinn from Witcher, and it even spawns like a little circular shield too, just like Quinn does from Witcher. So it's just kind of cool. It blocks out basically all damage you take for your next couple attacks. I've been hit by a critical and then a couple attacks afterwards and barely taken any damage with this active. I'll demonstrate that too. This is just an all-around nice one to have on there. If you know you're gonna miss a deflect or something, you can just spawn up Illusionary Shell and protect any hit coming your way. Fiend Vanquisher, this is just fun. This you can run at anything, deplete their spirit, and then basically go in for a critical real easy. It's just a nice tanky wizardly spell to use there. Blasting Flare, you know I love this one. This is just a quick all out, comes out fast. It's a nice little damage. It can stop somebody from doing a critical on you. It's just really nice, just nice and quick. And it only takes one thing in fire. It's like every build I think should have this on, but for the most part. And it only takes Moral 3. And then Imposing Slab, this is our big damage one. This is, you know, our boss melter. This is what we used in a lot of the walkthrough. We just decimated stuff with this. And as you'll see when I demonstrate this, we will decimate stuff with just Imposing Slab alone. It's one of the best spells in the game, and for an Earth build, it's just magnificent for this build. For our Divine Beast, we are using Yinglong. You could also use Keelan. I liked Keelan a lot. I use that a lot in the walkthrough because it's basically, you know, a tanky type of thing. You know, you spawn it out, you stand by the rocks, and the boss will move toward you and hit the rocks and die. That's what we used it in the walkthrough, and it worked real well. But after you beat the game, you get Yinglong. And Yinglong is really cool because if you die and Yinglong is active, Yinglong will... not active. Yinglong is capable of being spawned. Your little thing is lighting up in the right-hand corner. If that is lighting up in the right-hand corner and you die, Yinglong will revive you. So that just adds to our tankiness. Basically, if we're in a boss fight and we just have this blinking in the corner, we can just leave that blinking. Don't have to worry about hitting all criticals. We don't have to worry about hitting anything really, because if we die, we have a second chance at life here that can bring us right back. And also, if you spawn this thing out, I mean, this thing is just all around a beast. When you die with the Divine Beast, Yinglong will revive you. When you activate the summon, Yinglong will perform a sweeping attack, raises your attack power, decreases HP damage taken. It's just an all-around great Divine Beast for this build. It also applies heaviness to everything too around, so it's just all around great for this build. So I've talked about it, I've explained it, now let's see it in action. Right off the bat, we're going to spawn an Illusionary Shell, and I'm going to show you how tanky this build is. Basically, 2 attacks we were able to tank right there. Third one, we were able to get a little bit, we took a little bit of damage. But yeah, it's just... I want him to hit us with a critical here so you can see how much damage we can actually take with a critical here. Come on, give me a critical. Come on. So all those attacks, and we're still, I mean... But even with that, we put barely any damage from a critical on that. So right off the bat, our defensiveness is amazing with this build. So I think you see how, and also we just hit like a truck. I mean, we basically played defense this whole fight, and then if we want to come out, we can just decimate. So yeah, I mean, I still have 6 pots left, and we just let them tank. We just let them beat us up basically, and very little damage we took with that. Now with this build, we have one weakness, and that is lightning. Our lightning defense is only 80, but even with that, we're still pretty good off. And I'm gonna try to demonstrate how good we are.
Ready for battle. No one can stop my blade with ease. Half-hearted display pains me. Put your back into it.
So even while taking that, we took that full damage.
You got me, but I won't fall so easily.
So even with that, we took a critical there without the shield up, and we still were fine on damage. Even with that too, we're still okay with damage. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. We got Yinglong here.
I must find my second wind.
And that's why we got Yinglong. So even against our weakness, even against lightning, we were still able to tank a lot of hits. I played that not clean even. I missed a lot of deflects. If I would have played that more serious, I wanted to play that not so serious though to show you that you could be an amateur and still take out one of the hardest little bosses in the game.
With each law, without compassion, perhaps that is why.
So with that, guys, that is my Earth Juggernaut tank build. And this, like I said, this, if you're struggling with this game, you can't go wrong with this build. This build, I used in my walkthrough, the easy guide to get through this game. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. I go into detail how to make this build even more dense over each episode. But yeah, this is, if you're struggling with the game, just try this build out. You'll not regret it. This can get you through the game, no problem. Basically can get you through any element, even lightning, as you see there, which is very deciment to this build. We were still able to get out. We were still able to take him out. Little difficulty there, but like I said, I wasn't playing that the best I could. I wanted to demonstrate just by showing you playing as an amateur, you can still get through some of the hardest fights in this game. So if you guys enjoyed this and you guys like this kind of video and you like these build videos, give this video a like, and we'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Stay strong.